I think this is very general. You take pencil or pen, keep it on like a horizontal surface. Don't put on the bed because that the bed or that particular thing will become rough surface. You need smooth. There's no friction here. The surface is smooth here. Later problem, I'll make it. I'll go for smooth. So rough that one. So let time being, let it be rough. I'll release it. Then how the motion will occur. So you try that one. I'll give 2 minutes time. So take the pen or pencil, keep it some orientation at an angle theta. So let this be theta. And you release it. Try to see what will happen. The midpoint, you just do some marking. Look at that end, how did it move, end Q, how did it move, release it. What you're doing, there'll be some friction. If you keep it on the bed, no, on the bed sheet or something and all, because it'll be rough enough, the NP will not move. If it's on smooth, like on the tiles or granite, what you are having in home, or on the table, dining table, if you're sitting and watching this, there what happens if it's smooth enough, the surface smooth enough, then you can see a different situation. On the bed sheet, it'll be rough, the point P will not move. On the smooth surface, yes, it can shift. All of you released it. See, I'll explain concept. You'll not understand anything because you don't know practical thing. That's why I'm asking you to do analyze once practically, so that what I write equation will be easy for you. No, point P, will it jump? The moment you release, what happens? The point P will swing up. Will it bounce up? It will not happen, no. So point P will not bounce up. This is enough to solve the problem. All of you agreed? If you have checked it, then I'll proceed here. The moment you release, the point P will not bounce up. So therefore, what should be the acceleration of point P along y-axis? Must be 0, because it will not lose contact from the ground. The point P will not lose contact from the ground. So the moment you release, the acceleration of point P along y-axis must be 0. It will not lose contact from the ground. So this is the first thing. If you have noticed this, as the problem is over. I see in the books they wrote equation. Why they're writing equation, you'll never understand. That's what happens in rotation mechanics. You're having plenty of good problems solved, but they just write equation. How that equations came, you must know the background. So just after release, so what is the idea? Just after release, the point P will not bounce up. Is it okay that bounce up? So therefore, acceleration of point P along y-axis is 0. Okay, this is enough for me to solve the problem. Now, about what point it will rotate? Again, there's again big one more headache, no? If it rotates about point P and will not bounce up, or will it go into the ground? You release it, suppose you release this on the dining table, then that particular pencil will, what happen, get into, will make some hole in the dining table and will fall down, and you get, and it will make hole, and you can collect down. Or you release on the floor, then what happen, it will make some hole, and somewhere in the foundation, below 10 feet, you see this pencil or pen. After some time, no, not, it will be there only, no. So what is the acceleration of point P along y-axis? It will not bounce up. Just after it, the point P will not bounce up, or will not get into the ground. Let me say ground. So therefore, acceleration of point P along y-axis is 0. This is what actual practically happened. Okay, now I'm going to put it here. Now will it rotate about point P or center? It will rotate about center of mass. It will in fact rotate about center of mass. Sir, how do you can justify? Because of this acceleration of this constant equation only, I'm saying it to rotate about center of mass. So then mg will act here. Then acceleration of center of mass. Then there'll be normal contact n. So this is theta. This length is L by 2. This L by 2. So let's write the equation. mg minus n, I'll write it here, mg minus n equal to mac. This is the one thing. Next, after this, torque equation, no? About center of mass, n into L by 2 cos theta should be equal to IC into alpha C. How many unknowns are there? N, AC, and alpha. I need one more equation. Acceleration of point P along y-axis must be 0. Due to acceleration of center of mass will be like this. Tangential acceleration will be in this direction. This is theta, so this should be theta. So acceleration of point P along y-axis must be 0. So based on that, acceleration of point P along y-axis should be 0. So AC minus, solving this will get the required answer. So let it rotate about point P. If it rotates about point P, then what the point P will, because of acceleration of center of mass, it will go into the ground. But that will not happen, no? Well, this rod will drill some hole. The pencil, if you just put on the dining table, it will drill hole. It will make a hole in the dining table and will get into the, and will get down. Nothing like that. Acceleration of point P along y-axis must be 0. Please do release pen or pencil, then make observation. Because I don't have anything to explain here. This is a thing which is very important. Huh? This is what will come from your common sense, not from physics. Please do
Sir?
understand here.
Sir?
This is what physics. Huh? Let me wind up. Let me just finish off. Say that this particular thing is what should come from your interest in science, making observation, and common sense. This nobody can help you in this aspect. Huh? The blue color, what I shaded. Teacher will help you only these things. Huh? So this is what you have to develop on your own. There's no method available till date in the human history. This can be developed. So I'm making things clear. So it's not that teacher will teach so that we'll become engineer. Not possible. You have to become engineer on your own. I'm just telling you some methods, sir. Release the pencil on the ground and see observation first. Yeah.
Sir, it's L by 2 alpha C cos theta, no, sir?
I didn't write. Yeah, this one. Cos theta. Yeah, fine, ma. Should be equal to 0. Okay, this I think the blue color I'm telling this is not physics. Huh? This is the basic generals observation. Anybody can have. No need to take foundation course. You should join Olympiad school. You are uneducated, educated, irrespective of this. This is nothing to do with your education. This is what the basic science. Okay, what your teacher is teaching here. Books, what they'll tell only this much. This why they don't tell, because the author knows that you have enough common sense and you have made observations. Please do develop this particular institution. This is the needed. Huh? Everyone got this? So now I think rather than writing equation, don't focus much on torque equation, translative motion. You know enough this. Have this blue color one, what I shaded. You can enjoy the rotation mechanics. Sir, now is asking acceleration of point P. 0 shall we write? No, you look at acceleration of point P. I think the question is still not yet over. Is equal to how much it is? Acceleration of point P is equal to L by 2 alpha C sine theta. Okay, see now this is something very important. If the surface is rough, can you make a guess of what action friction should act? See this problem, how it is going to help us. If the surface is rough, in what action friction will act? Sir, towards left or right? No, it must be towards right. Anything just after release, the acceleration of point P is along x-axis only, and it is towards left. So therefore, the friction should act towards right. Next problem, I'll bring friction. So then, sir, why you're taking the action of friction towards right? Because APX is towards left here. I think blindly we are not going to assume the friction. We should have this background. Okay, solving this equation 1, 2, 3 will get the required answers. And now what I release? Rod. Sorry, shall I release any other object as release? No problem. So you go to the kitchen, spoon, you take it release. You take glass, it will become some sort of truncated cone. Then you take bowl, hemispherical shell, it will become. Then you take cabbage, it will become some solid sphere. Carrot, you take it, some rod, taper rod, it will become. So different shaped objects are available in kitchen. No? Just keep it on smooth surface and release that and try to see. The point of contact which is there, you take marker pen, something, you just put some mark and try to make observations. Center of mass you can't see because the imaginary point, no? So we can't see that one. So only the end Q and P, what pen you can do marking and make notice here. You are supposed to do, otherwise my part is over. No, you want to become good engineer, okay, sit in kitchen and spend time. Not eating, along with that eating, do make observation. Okay, now I brought the friction concept. Okay, we have to generalize, no? Instead of this, some other object, let me release. Let me conclude here only. What are some other objects? Let me release one by one all. First, let me release semicircular plate. Now, what conditions will come?